All right. How's everyone doing? Oh, for some reason, I'm testing the sound a little bit because it's been a long time since I've been summoned by the forces of the unknown. Forces of the unknown. Yeah, that's should be pretty alright. Let me just mute this a little bit. I think I'm pretty clear right now. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. All right. So now it's all right that I'm alone. After all, these are my starting my training wheels streams because I think I'll do them. I'll do these once a week, talking about just stuff that happens. I'm not gonna talk about the war, about the co thing because yeah, everyone made it so impossible to be able to have a conversation about that without being cancelled. That hey, what up? You live your own life. Just leave me alone. But that doesn't happen, doesn't it? But yeah, let's not really delve into those problems because we have an event that's going to happen in September, a worldwide event, the most expensive series ever, up to 1 billion, of which the about which the executive producer Lindsey Weber says that it felt only natural to us that an adaptation of Tolkien work would reflect what the world actually looks like. And doesn't these words bring chill down your spine? Ooh, because I know they do to me. If we are lucky, if we are so lucky, and I think we are, and I think we can be with a little help, we could get this first adaptation. We could get actually the first adaptation of the real internet world into a Tolkien universe. Like, boy, where do I begin with how psyched I am to see our reality merged into it? Now I know there are people out there saying that it's awesome and it's gonna be Mike Boy, Sauron, and everything. Like, the weird type, the one that are usually paid by the companies to say those things, and they are the Tolkien scholars, the real Tolkien scholars that understand that this is just going to be. It's actually a cash grab. Everyone knows it's a cash grab. But I am really still excited to see the memes of how bad it is. And not bad. I'm not going to say it's bad because it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see real life into a Tolkien universe. Like the real life. Not the ones they say they are, right? At least with my help on this stream. Now I'm going to go over the Vanity Fair, the Rings of Power pictures, because they're out, and comment a little bit about the internet themes and lore that Amazon might try to insert in this series. Because if they try to add their politics into it, they have to take all the politics into it. And they're gonna get all the politics in a series that, oh, it's gonna be so awful. But it's gonna be funny. I'm just going to start imbuing this series with some internet lore, some internet real life lore, real world, pardon me, not real life, just internet lore and internet happenings that affect real life as well. But let's begin, right? Should we begin? Let me just get this awful commentary right here. And I guess it's time to go. So are you ready to see my vision, my own vision of Lord of the Rings of Power, Amazon adaptation? I'm gonna say those words, maybe those give some hints at the algorithm, and actually someone steps on this stream. But if not, don't worry, I'm doing this mostly to get my creative juices flowing. So, let's begin. Let us begin with this picture right here. Because here, I think you see it, right? You see it? Do you see it already happening? Do you see finally Titanic getting some justice on its movie ending? Where we can see beautifully that two persons can share a raft, and how Jack should have approached the situation instead of dying uselessly like a beta. So, Jack, we're sorry that you died, but this was the way to do it. Go on a raft with them, check their ears, and move on. Because, look, there was enough space for both of you. And boy, am I excited. Am I excited to see a follow-up of the Titanic in the Middle-earth? Yes, of course we are. We always are. Now the second one. Let's move on further, as we will go picture by picture and character by character and see their story. As we have Galadriel. Because, oh yeah, I'm loving it. Aren't you loving it? Loving it as we get a glimpse of how feminists see themselves while tweeting about the current event that they are participating in, only from behind a screen, right? No real action, just from behind the screen, tweeting about it like it matters. A warrior with a mission and something to prove, instead of a ruler with grace and patience, to rule over her people, right? Who needs a ruler when you can actually have a warrior with a mission and something to prove? Oh, this is the real deal. This is the real boss bitch that you encounter on every TikTok, OnlyFans platform. The real life TikToker, the real life OnlyFans, I don't know, creator. The warrior that is actually not a warrior, but it is. For you, as long as you get what you want, as long as you pay, you're a warrior. So, aren't you already hard for this? Because I know I am. And not because of the OnlyFans thing and TikTok things, but the real warrior. We're gonna see how warriorish Galadriel will be, and how could she transform into a graceful leader. Is there such a possibility? Are they going to transform it, or she's gonna change all of a sudden and become graceful? Like, bam, done, transformed. Oh, it's gonna be, oh. It's a good thing that it's an adaptation and they can't touch the Lord of the Rings. Because, God knows. God knows what we would have seen for, for the money they get. So yeah, thank you, J.R.R. Tolkien. Thank you for not selling it. Thank you, your son. Very good thing he did. Because otherwise we wouldn't have seen Warrior Galadriel. Who doesn't want Warrior Galadriel? Because I am psyched.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Is this not why you are here? Because next we have the first black female dwarf, which I have a theory about. What if she is not actually a dwarf in the series, but she's actually a daughter of an elf with dwarfism that took advantage of the dwarfs by being the same size of them, standing out with her lack of beard. You know how usually people with blonde hair stand out, or people with lighter skin, or people with blue eyes stand out in a group of normal people. That's the way she stood up and got her power as a Dwarven queen. So she's actually an elf with dwarfism that got popular by standing out with her lack of beard, which all dwarves should have, you know. But she's gonna do it. This is the direct transfusion of the Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Kahn, who took the money to buy a couple $1 million estates, and the same as oh, I forgot to show you this. This is our dwarf queen. Now you see the hairstyle right there. The hairstyle is meant to cover her ears because she is actually elfish, and she's the same as this person that took advantage of the black communities by using the same skin color, electing themselves, her and her friends, as leaders, and subtracted around $60 million worth of donation that to this day are still unaccounted for. So yeah, great job with those donations. Good job with those hashtags. It really helped Patrice and her friends a lot by like $3.2 million houses, because you know she was a millionaire before and just didn't want a cut of a lot of money. I really, it's the real deal. This is the real life. When you see this, you remember this. Oh. That's the perfect way to adapt. Dwarf Queen. Bam. Dwarf Queen. Black Lives Matter co-founder. Buying $3 million, $3.2 million properties from money that you don't know where they came from. Donations. They're donations because that's how you get money today, by donations. But yeah, I can't see how this storyline will be adapted because it will be awesome. It will be awesome. Like, this is your money. That's what they're doing with your donations. Yes, I'm loving it. I'm loving it to see where your money goes. But let's take a breather and imagine years from now, you're on a virtual date, movie date, virtual movie date. I don't know what do they call it nowadays, but one of those. You're watching Lord of the Rings of Power adaptation, directly from your pod.
Meet Framery One, our first connected soundproof pod. Once you step inside, you don't have to worry about private conversations being overheard or disturbing coworkers, thanks to the pod's impressive sound insulation. Integrate with your calendar system to book a slot easily. Or if the pod is free, simply step inside and it will be reserved automatically. Meanwhile, the occupancy light lets people outside know whether the pod is free to use or not. Framery One's controls are just a swipe away. You can manage the booth through its high-res touchscreen. And then there is Framery Connect, a digital management system which shows usage data, sends automatic maintenance notifications, and provides direct access to Framery with lightning-fast maintenance service. Framery One adapts to suit you. Both the seat and table are easy to adjust, or opt for a standing desk if you prefer. High-quality air will keep you feeling fresh and focused, thanks to the pod's impressive ventilation. Framery One comes in many colors, so you can adapt it inside and out to suit your style and company colors. Your safety is of utmost importance, which is why we use steel as our core material, ensuring the structure is fireproof. Sustainability is also key. In fact, 95% of the material used in the highly durable pod can be recycled. Soundproof like Framery. Future-proof like no other. Framery One.
Yeah, you like imagining your future? That will be your future, but Framery won't be at work. That will be your apartment. That will be where you live. But let's not get black-pilled about this. Let's continue and imagine the fantasy world where you're on a date, a virtual movie date. You're watching the Rings of Power adaptation directly from your pod, of course. And this character appears all of a sudden. And instead of the old... you know that Aragorn shattered his toe while filming this? Instead of that, you'll get... do you know that Black Lives Matter organization stole $60 million from the pockets of donators? And the co-founder bought $3.2 million worth of estate in mostly white areas because Black Lives Matter, without investing in actual black communities. That would be my knee-jerk reaction when I see this. Like, hey, do you know this is actually modeled by the Black Lives Matter co-founder Patrice Khan Colors, who stole money from people. Very interesting, right? Right. That will be my story every time I'm watching. I'm seeing, every time I'm seeing this, I'm going to tell about what it's modeled after. Because you can't change my reality, can you? No, you can't. But yeah, they do seem to be modeled as they put their politics into this movie, as the way they manage to do things. It seems like they really, really are following the real life story. Not putting a beard on a dwarf queen. That just creates a lot of mystery, right? And it has to be connected to this. It has to be to the Black Lives Matter's millions unaccounted for after leaders quietly jump ship, right? Because whoa, these dudes, like these two, Patrick McKay and G.D. Payne, are visionaries. I tell you, they are visionaries, because there's no way other people would have gotten away with this as the way they did it. They must have learned some real trickery down there. Like, give them what they want, but in the same time, we're gonna put some real stories in it. They'll never figure it out. And when they do, it's gonna be a moment of, oh yeah! Too bad about the present though. But hey, the present does need some action. Real life does need some action. So congratulations, Patrick McKay and J.D. Payne, for getting this $1 billion gig from Amazon. Whew. The most expensive television series ever made. I'm getting a stiffy just thinking about it. The 3-4 episodes in, and then you're just like, oh no, this is the time, this is the time this happened. Oh, nice. Whew. Let me just chill a little down here. My back hurts like damn, because I've been sitting a lot on the computer. Now, let's go next. What do we have next? Oh, we have okay, how can we not forget Elrond, a politically ambitious young leader, or as we call it, the real life adaptation of today's simp. My theory is that we might see him have riches and connections, but no real meaning in his life, as he gets taken advantage by every power on Middle Earth. Like, this seems to be his story, but you look at this simp image of Elrond. This is not even Elrond, this is simp Elrond. This is, I don't know, ambiguous name, politically ambiguous young leader. That's how they describe it. Politically ambiguous young leader. Like, these are the names of the jobs that they create. Like, offices create these jobs so they can, instead of fire you, because they sometimes, if you have a good contract, they can't They can't fire you. But if you have an ambiguous name, a politically ambiguous young leader, and you can say that, yeah, we don't need that position anymore, you're not fired, but your position doesn't exist anymore, so you're out. So you're not technically fired and you're not technically hired. So that's the life. That's really simping. Being a simp to a job. Now, there was another picture. Where is it? Here it is. Because you can look at this picture. You can look at this picture real closer. Let me just zoom it in. Can I zoom it in? How can I? What is going on that I... Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm doing this minimized. Right. What if I do this? Huh? No. Let me zoom it in. Oh, okay, I know it's not right. Come on. Look at this picture. Look at it. Look at his face. And look at Galadriel's face. Like, you can see in this picture that even Galadriel might not be able to abstain herself to make fun of him. And I think she will. It's gonna be in the sense that she is older and she took care of him somehow, like, well, look at you, my little sweet little cousin who I once used to change his undergarments. Oh, you are a politically ambitious young leader now. Actually, no. Well, look at you, my sweet little cousin who I once used to change his undergarments, is now a politically ambitious young leader. Ah, damn, weak. It looks so... What does he want? And I'm sure we will see him constantly crumbled and seek comfort in the words of others. And at the end of the series, I think by the last 2 episodes of the series, not of the season, because he will crumble constantly during the series, but in the last episodes 2 or 3, he will realize that he has the knowledge and power inside of himself to do what is necessary to reach his potential. But until then, all we're gonna see is a politically... What was the name? Politically ambitious young leader. What is this? What is this? Weak, but exciting. Didn't you always want to see, like, a simp Elrond? Because I know I wanted it, but hey, our first simp transformation story. That was the thing I was excited about. Yeah, the simp transformation story, because we need some of those, but I don't think they know that it doesn't work how they think it works. You don't just mix a weak character and then just magically transform him into a Giga Chad. But I'm well just imagining it, how they're gonna try and do it and fail. But it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Every episode you're gonna watch and you're gonna see new Easter eggs about the real world and how how interesting it is. Because it's not over. Oh, they have more pictures after Elrond the Simp. We have the Forbidden Love. Hey, what's going on? Let me just... Did I? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, there we are. The Forbidden Love. A rugged... Where is it? Oh, okay. A rugged... Awesome... Oh no, oh no. Did I... Now I have to resize them as I go through them. Because I resized them earlier. Oh, they didn't... Oh, the rest of them are gonna be annoying. But let's not let that ruin our day, our story. Because we got something more. A rugged, awesome elf that is such an anarchist that despises anything related to his ancestry. Like everything. The Sylvan elf that has no elf personality traits, but only the elf blood. That's the only thing that he has. Actually, the only thing that he has is a part. I don't know if we're gonna see some actual elf grace from this character, but I do hope. But you can't see that he has no elf personality traits because his lack of long hair, which he usually depicts in our stories, in the old stories, long hairs depicts the greats of the elves, but not our boy Aaron there. No. Our boy knows something and rejects that grace for some reason. Maybe even be something related to the Dwarven princess, Disa? I don't know, I have a theory about that. I think he knows what Dwarven princess Lisa did. That's why he cut his hair. Because he doesn't... he wants people to see, like, hey, look, I have elven ears, I'm an elf, alright? I'm not hiding behind my hair like Disa. Oh, but I think he rejects this part of him so much, this elfin part of him so much with the long hair, and everything that consists of being an elf, that he drives himself out from between the elves and in the arms of Brownin. You know, the Forbidden Love, which he eventually leaves, perfectly adapting the harsh reality of the rising single motherhood in today's era, as she transitions to Facebook dating and Tinder, where you see I did this. Now this is the thing that I didn't expect to happen. But the more you learn, right? The more you learn. Look at this. This will be the first profile picture of Brownin after she is left, leaving her with a single child, and this will be the second one. Right? Oh no, this will be the first one. And this will be the second one. Come on. Oh, what am I moving here? What moves? Like, yeah, she's a healer. She has a child. Looking for a mature and responsible man to sweep her off her feet. Get her while she's hot, everyone. Because that's a nice reality you live in. But yeah, that's about it with what we have about Arondir. And there was a thing about Arondir. Like there was in the trailer, not this. Where is it? This is, oh yeah, this one. What am I seeing there? I'm seeing it. Oh yeah, there it is. I when I saw the trailer, I saw this one. Does it remind you of something? Check it out, my boy Peel or Keely. But it looks kind of like the exact moment. Look. Anyway, this is a good episode. The clear internet history of Key and Peele. But let's go on because it's not over. Oh yeah, let's not forget the hero. The hero. Oh, Halbra. Let's call him Halbra. Halbra, the hero, running from his past. Very intriguing, isn't it? It's something new, a new trope. A main character running from his past? But let's actually delve into it. Let's delve in like we're really interested and want to know what could this past be that haunts him still. Because that's what I want to get into. Like, you look at his face. What if we look good, if we look deep inside his face? Can I I think that's the best I can do. Yeah, we're just gonna look at it like this. Oh yeah. We're gonna look at Halbra as he's there. Because I had some theories. I have some theories running through my mind right now about what his past that could haunt him still could be. First one, the theory number one. Alright, theory number one. This is for the Oda fans out there. He was a cook on a trading ship. And on the run from his family of prestige and royal blood, that through war and conquer, lost its humanity and its empathy, yet still need Halbra to be used as a political asset to solidify the family alliances. Now Halbra is still empathic, he still has empathy, and he's seen what his family is capable of doing, and he doesn't want to become like that. So he ran from his past. You got that reference, everyone? That's a One Piece reference right there. That was the first thing I thought about when I saw them on the boat. This. Raft, whatever this is. I don't know why. I'm not gonna stop this. Alright, let's get back to Halbra. Anyone have a better theory about what his past might be? Because I have theory number 2 for you. Because as I take a closer look at this picture, I can see on his face. I can see the... How could you leave me now, so soon after the loss of our child? Don't you have a heart? Her voice was running through his head. You let our infant child on his own during the fullest moon and went to a ball dance, and upon your return, the child was no more. Our child is no more. Like, just from these two sentences, from this interaction, the event vectors one could get from this story that it's underlying is amazing. You could get the Red Man, you could get the Hunters Gatherers Guide to I forgot, humanity, Earth. What did they call it? What was that Brett Weinstein book called? A Hunter Gatherer's Guide to the Universe? Today's life? Modern life? I think modern life. I have a lapsus right now. But there are other vectors as well that we can get from this story. Like, she was out to a ball dance.
Freak of weed in the streets, probably smell that. She gon' need a babysitter, call a babysitter. She gon' need a babysitter. Mommy's in the club.
Leaving her son alone. And they lost their child. A lot happened. A lot of characters could have taken the child, saving the child. It's amazing. But also you can think of the real modern type. With Tot Mommies in the Club. But with elves and balrogs and shit. The real life adaptation. The real world adaptation of today. So it reflects today. Oh, this feels like it reflects today. But theory number 3. Oh, let me just put Halbro back. Oh, theory number 3 is something special. Excuse me. Inspired. This theory is inspired by a certain event that happened in the last months that many of you, I think, are aware about. And if you are not, you will be starting today. And because this lore, it's a deep lore in its own. What happened there, it's deep lore. But if we manage to transmute this into Amazon's new Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power series, which should have been done good, but they decided, no, let's just give everything right there. Let's just, not everything they can, but everything people ask for. And it's never what you need. What you ask for is never what you need. But imagine this lore of this theory, number 3, is so deep that Sting, the Light of Arundel, and the power of the entire army of Gondor on your side, and still you would not secure your path back to the surface. Because there's no turning back. Once we get into this backstory, there is no turning back, and the Rings of Power series will be forever tainted by the real world. Now are you ready? Are you ready to charge directly into something that would reflect what the world actually looks like? Just let me just pump you up, because what you'll see next is what the world actually looks like. But let me pump you up first. Let's go. All right. Let me see how I do set the stage here based on this single photo. Wait, let me just, oh, come on. Okay. And describe a recent lore so that we can share with our friends that are being paid to be super fans, or with everyone that is not actually knowledgeable or interested in the actual lore. We're gonna give them the real lore that they love so much. Now we have Halbra, right? Let's look at him. He realizes that he's still alive and far away from his home. His dark past seems to haunt him until this very day. But what could one do that leaves one staring at a blank space in the middle of the day? He lost it all, and everything he will gain will be lost as well. A mistake, a small pride mistake that paved the path to his undoing. For that precise little moment fills one's head, repeating over and over, haunting its creator wherever they may run, wherever they may run. Everything he acquired has turned into sand and slipped through his fingers by a flick of the fingers. Money, influence, wealth. He had it all. But the only thing he has now is shame. He had a voice that young, impressionable people listen to. But now that voice has become his own tormentor. It all happened during the last segment of one of his many talks about what it takes to become a real man, a real hero like him. In the middle of the town square, he sits proudly on a beautifully embroidered and comfortable looking chair, surrounded by the gazes of all people from all the neighboring lands. He answers questions now. And the rules are simple. If a person wants to ask a question, they write it on a piece of paper and give it to the organizer, along with a minimal fee, which on their turn ask those questions. Some pay more, some pay less. As long as they pay, there is no question that couldn't be addressed. The first questions were, as per many of his talks, about how to gain courage, preferred sword styles and tournaments. Questions which he answered with unwavering confidence. But this next question from a person whose name seemed to be of dwarf lineage, Dickenb Alls, changed his attitude. Ask Halbra about him literally telling stories about cucking his wife. At this point, Halbra tries to waive the concept. It's the people that are wrong in their conclusions. And he gets visibly angry as the organizers try to detentionate the situation by trying to include all kinds of traits of all kinds of people that are accepted and not judged, so Halbra will feel safe again. The organizer moves on to another question, but the people are getting intrigued. Others remembered hearing such a rumor themselves, but did not give much credence or attention to it until this moment. So they paid some coin once again to hear the answer to that question. The organizer opens another ticket and starts reading. Could you just clear out the rumor of how you get more powerful by fulfilling the desires of other men? The presenter asked, turning towards Halbra. And this was it. This is the moment that plays into Halbra's mind since that precise scene. For his face changes from a proud and wise one to one that is angry, defensive, as he starts shouting at the organizers if they asked the question. Halbra had none of it, for his secret was out. For, in Halbra's mind, the organizers knew his past. And he knew that his past was full of degeneracy and weakness. And he was being set up for the revelation in the middle of the town. So he stands up in fear, insults the organizers, threatens them and everyone they knew as he storms off from the stage. But what Halbra didn't know was that nobody knew his past. Some people knew his past, but nobody knew how dark was his past. As the people, mystified by the events of that event, started asking each other questions, started listening to rumors better, the rumors they might have heard, and what other stories people told about him that they thought that weren't true. So the implosion happened. People realized that Halbra was not the hero he claimed to be. He was a degenerate actor acting as a hero. As he tried once again to silence all of them. But the more he tried, the more stories popped up. Oh, exposed but not ashamed, Halbra set sail to new lands, where his actions could not be remembered, as people realized that all those stories were new and made for the young impressionable, so that the old, Halbra included, sell the stories, so they can sell clothing and weapons for young bloods, because that's what young bloods need, a hero to tell them what to do. But that question that first reaction to the question. That was what keeps him awake at night, as he is now alone, and he discovers that his only option to have a family is to raise Browning and Arendir's child. Huh? Huh? How incredible is this, huh? Imagine that this will be a global event. Means that the whole world would get to see what our today world has to offer. The adaptation of today's world in the Tolkien Universe. Now, yeah, let's just put it like that. I hope you enjoy this little skit, as I might call it. And the thing about this, I'm not showing my camera because I'm sitting on my back. But I'm still in recuperation, so that's why I'm gonna do more streams, because I'm at home, so I'm gonna think about the streams I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do them. But let's talk about the Lord of the Rings of Power, actually, a little bit, because we get to decide what actual lore we can ascribe to this series. Like, everyone gets to decide from themselves. They don't have to listen to what they say. It's an adaptation. As of course they won't lose money. People think that Amazon will flop, will lose money. Oh, no, they won't. No, they won't. Even if you see this, what you see here, the things with these failures that they just take them for granted. Just take them as a bonus thing. The important thing here is for each one to actually gatekeep what is going on, and if they don't want this series to actually be a part of the movies to watch, to be part of the Tolkien universe, then this certain events must be ascribed to certain characters. So that's why I used Jack Murphy for Harborough. The Dwarven Queen, the only thing everyone has a problem with, and people, like, the media claims that it's because she's black. No, because she doesn't have a beard. It does make sense that she would have been black as a dwarf. It does make a lot of sense. Even as an elf with long hair, it does make sense. An elf with short hair means there is something. So you can make connections there. That's why I created this video, just for this connection to be randomly in the future there. So yeah, that's the point to take on this. Make as many memes as possible. Just put as much information as you can in each scene from today's world, because that's what they want to reflect, the real world, the today's world. Well, then that's the way to do it, right? You try to reflect the real world in what is going on there. Today's world in what is going on in the story. So we're gonna see about that, because if we were to actually adapt to the real world today, after in the last 3 years, that fuck, in the last 5 6 years, how people are going, how people are reacting, what's going on. There is no leadership. There is no real war or value in anything. No, it's just the clicks. Just the clicks. That's why they won't lose money on this, and they can't. They will just make it available anywhere. People will just turn out to watch it because, of course, you want to know before that. But I don't know, if something feels pushed to me, I don't think that's the way something good actually is, right? When something is pushed to you, like almost soon you will just need to they will bring out free copies. You will win free copies of Prime. I think that's what they will offer, free copies of Prime for 1 month or so. Yeah, the first 4 episodes. Yeah, they give you 1 month Prime, like for $1. You watch 4 episodes, you see the Prime, you like the Prime, and boom, you're hooked. You're hooked to the Prime thing. I'm Prime. I can't say I'm not Prime, but yeah, this seems to be my strategy, at least, to always like associate what they're showing me with what I see. And if this is what I see, this is what they're showing me. And who knows, maybe if enough people associate things with the wrong things, not the wrong things, with other things instead of what they want you to associate with, boom, we get something going. A great flop. Like, imagine being Jeff Bezos and then saying, you hear all the news media and saying they're racist. Oh, the $1 billion racist plan. Oh, how would that sound like? Of course, it will always alienate minorities of every types, because now it's just where the money is, and if you know how to make good connections, you won't create art, but you'll have some money, and you'll have some kids that will want some money, and that's your life. And I think yeah, that's pretty pathetic, but I'm alright with you understanding what's going on. So yeah, that was my stream for today, for the real adaptation, how I will adapt to the series in my head and to my friends. And I hope I'll be successful, because I'll probably be hearing France still, so I'll adapt it in 2 languages. Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Now, I hope you enjoyed this stream. If you managed to reach this point and understand what I said, and if you like, just throw a like, throw a subscribe right there. I'll be doing more often these streams in the future as things are getting back on track, and I can stay up again more than 10 minutes. That's alright. Yeah, I'm ending the stream now. Have a great night, everyone. Have a great, great night.